It had been 3 long years since I last set foot on my cabin property. Life had pulled me away. Work, family, and a move across the state. But the moment I saw that old gravel road leading up through the pines, I felt like I was coming home. My grandfather had built that cabin with his own hands, and I'd spent countless summers there as a kid. The smell of the lake, the sound of the wind through the trees, it was all mine. Or at least, it used to be. When I finally turned the last bend and saw the cabin again, something immediately felt off. For one, the gate looked different. The old wooden latch had been replaced with a shiny metal lock, and nailed right above it was a bright red sign that read, "No Trespassing. Private property, HOA enforced." I blinked. HOA enforced? There was no HOA anywhere near this land. My property sat outside town limits, miles from any subdivision. I double-checked the GPS, the county map. Nope. I was exactly where I was supposed to be. My land. My cabin. I parked my truck, grabbed my pack, and walked up to the gate. It was chained shut with a brand new padlock. Someone had gone out of their way to make it clear they didn't want me entering. My heart pounded with a mix of confusion and anger. I stepped back, looked around, and that's when I saw them. Along the fence line, about every 50 feet, were more "No Trespassing" signs, each stamped with the same HOA logo. I took out my phone and started recording. So apparently the HOA thinks they own my property now. Let's see what happens when I walk in. I climbed over the gate, my boots crunching on the gravel, and made my way to the cabin. The front door was locked, but my spare key was still hidden under the same loose rock by the porch steps. When I opened the door, I was hit by the smell of cleaning chemicals. And something else. It looked lived in. The curtains were new, the furniture rearranged, and a half-empty water bottle sat on the counter. Someone had been staying here. Before I could process that, I heard the crunch of tires on the gravel outside. A silver SUV pulled up, and out stepped a woman in her 50s, wearing sunglasses, a floral blouse, and that unmistakable HOA authority attitude. She marched up, phone already in hand. "Excuse me, what are you doing inside that property?" I stepped out onto the porch, arms crossed. "I should be asking you that. This is my land." She frowned like she just heard a bad joke. "That's impossible. This cabin belongs to the Lakeside Community Association now. It was listed as abandoned and maintained by the HOA during your absence." "Abandoned?" I scoffed. "Lady, I've been paying property taxes every single year. This place has never belonged to anyone but me and my family." She smirked. "Well, our records say otherwise. And as HOA president, I'm asking you to leave immediately before I call the sheriff." I laughed, but it wasn't a happy sound. "Go ahead. Call him." She hesitated. "You really want me to?" "Oh, I insist." 20 minutes later, a sheriff's truck pulled up. The deputy stepped out, clearly tired of dealing with whatever drama this was about to be. "All right, what seems to be the issue?" The woman jumped in before I could speak. "Officer, this man broke into HOA managed property and is refusing to leave." I handed over my ID and property deed. "Actually, this is my land. My name's right there on the documents, and I've got county tax receipts to back it up." The deputy took his time, flipping through the papers. "Ma'am," he said finally, "the deed clearly shows this property belongs to Mr. Walker. The HOA has no legal claim here." Her smile vanished. "That can't be right." "The association has been maintaining this land for years," I shot back. "You mean trespassing for years?" She turned red. "We were preserving community integrity." The deputy raised an eyebrow. "Community integrity doesn't give you the right to seize private property. You need to remove all those signs immediately." "But—" "No buts," the deputy interrupted. "You're lucky we don't file a report for unlawful entry and property damage." She glared at me like I'd personally insulted her ancestors. "You'll regret this," she snapped, before storming off toward her SUV. I spent the rest of the afternoon walking the perimeter, pulling out every single "No Trespassing" sign and tossing them in a pile. There must have been 30 of them. It felt good, like reclaiming my land piece by piece. But I wasn't done. I drove straight to the county office the next morning and requested a full property audit. Turns out the HOA had been filing maintenance claims with the county for 3 years, stating that my land was abandoned common area. They'd even collected dues from nearby residents to maintain my property. That was enough. I hired a lawyer. Within 2 weeks, we sent the HOA a cease and desist letter demanding compensation for trespassing, unauthorized use, and damages. They ignore